Good morning, friends. Mr. Bell here with, you guessed it, sketchbook activity number 2. So I'm going to write that 2 up there, and then I'm also going to write the date. It is September 10th today, not the 11th. So September 10th today, sketchbook exercise number 2. Again, today we're going to focus really a lot on holding the pencil in a different way. I'm sure you've all held a pencil like this, but I'm sure you're also, for the most part, not super used to drawing like this. Again, sometimes when I draw and sometimes when you draw, you're going to want to hold it like this, and that's fine. But this is better for small details and things where you don't need to kind of go all the way across the page. I'm going to illustrate that one last time, and then I'll stop jabbering about this in these videos. But when you're holding it like this, notice that I can make a line without moving my wrist. That means that I can go from one side of the paper to the other and still control that arc because I'm moving my hand from my shoulder rather than from my wrist. When I hold it like the wrist, this is about as long a line as you can draw and still have control without having to pick up your hand. When you do it like this, because the angle is so much longer, and then I have a much longer range of motion. So I can go all the way, oops, I didn't draw a line. I can go all the way across the page and still have control versus doing it like this. So I'm going to just do the activity on this because these lines are going to be kind of where I want them. I'm going to put a dot 8 times kind of randomly around the page. So I have 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to make sure I have one there, 7, and then I want to end one right here. So I have some that are close together, and I have some that are quite far apart on the page. What you want you to do is really similar to how we did the straight confident lines yesterday. I want you to do curved lines in the kind of the same way. So starting in one dot and then go through another dot and then go through another one. So go through 3 dots total for each one of these lines. And again, do it confidently, not quickly, but confidently, but which kind of looks like quickly because it does happen quickly. But it's really not about doing it as fast as you can, but it's about doing it confidently and making that smooth motion. So I'm going to go from this dot to this dot to this dot. Smooth as I can. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not a robot and neither are you, so you're not going to be able to do it perfectly either. But every time you do it, you will get a little bit better. Perfection doesn't exist, but always try for it. Now I'm going to go this dot, this dot, this dot. Switch in my hand. I was tempted to do it like this because maybe I could do it better like this. But when you see how my hand is moving around, I'm lacking control when I do this. This way, I can make this line one smooth motion. I need to sharpen my pencil again, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to go from this line to this line, then to this line. I'm actually going to cheat and I'm going to go through 4 this time, which you can totally do, but it really do go through 3. So I'm going all the way around. Trying to make this line as curved evenly as I can, but also making it go through every single one of the dots as well. And I lost count, and that's okay. Remember, this is not about counting off lines. This is about trying to make sure that this line feels competent, that you can kind of do it over again. And every time you do it, you're kind of tracing over your lines you've made a little closer every time. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to go through this dot, then I'm going to go through this dot, and then I'm going to go through this dot again. So now that I'm working upwards, notice that my hand is holding the pencil still kind of in that same way, right? Still underhand, but now it's kind of sticking out to the side, and that's okay. You want to be able to move your pencil like this using your ring finger and your pinky kind of, and making a pinch with your thumb and your forefinger, your pointer finger. So you want to have this motion and this motion. So I'm going to go through this dot and then this dot and this dot. I can't remember which ones I said, but I'm going through these now. So I'm going through, making this as even a curved line as I can. And then ultimately this page is going to kind of look like a bunch of squiggles But again, reminder, for these activities, we are not focused on making amazing art as much as we are on just really practicing those studio skills. I'm going to go through this and make a sharp curve here. So what I want you to do, just like yesterday, is I want you to do this a total of 8 times, 8 different times. So find 3 dots and then connect them 8 times. And each time you do it at least 8 times. Again, this isn't about counting. This is about trying to make yourself be able to draw a more smooth and confident line. And really, this is a good exercise that just kind of tries to get your hand and your arm used to holding a pencil like this. Again, when you do your art, you're going to draw like this a lot, and that's totally fine. There is no rule that says you have to hold your hand like this when you draw. It does, however, give you a much better range of motion, and as you do it, it will get easier. As I've forced myself to do this throughout the years, I find myself more and more often drawing like this than I do like this. Sometimes I feel a lot more comfortable drawing like this than when I do like this, right? Okay, thank you. So do this. This should take you, I'm guessing, probably about only 10 minutes. It took me 6.5 minutes. So please do this. Remember, this is going to be due on Friday, all 3 of this week's sketchbooks activities. I will see you soon. Bye.